Good morning, Burnside. Welcome to Burnside State News.
Hey, today's Friday. Hip hip hooray.
Hip hip hooray, it's
May
Friday. 8th. It is May 8th. You know, our days kind of get jumbled. I think I've asked Mr. Will what day it is.
10 times.
Yeah, like, wait, it's what? May 8th? Well, I'm Mrs. Will.
I'm Mr. Will.
Yep. Today is H for How To Day. So we want to do a little tutorial with you. I'm going to back away so I can kind of zoom in with Mr. Will. Are you going to tell him what we're going to do?
We're going to show how to give our dogs treats very nicely.
Yeah, because they're big dogs. So here, I'll scan you down.
All right. Well, first you got to get the treat out the jar, and then you got to say, sit. Good. Lay down. Lay down. That's 1, 2, and then you go gentle. And if they're mean, you don't give it to them. Gentle. Good boy. Lay down. Gentle. She's hungry. Gentle. And that is how we feed our dogs treats.
It's not how we feed our dogs, but it's how we give them treats. You are right. All right, so I don't know what your teachers are having you do for How To Day, but I hope that you have fun teaching your class something that you know how to do.
Sounds great.
I think that's all.
I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you're staying safe, staying healthy.
Yes, get outside, enjoy the weather. It is so beautiful out. Enjoy Critter Corner today. Enjoy the office staff read aloud.
And have a great weekend.
See you guys.
Hey Burnside friends, this is Miss Tepley from 2nd grade, and this is my daughter Sophia. We have got a fun fact for you today. Did you know that a giant squid's eyeball can be as large as the human head, or as big as this basketball? Wow, as big as this basketball, you guys? Look at that. So if you're ever scuba diving or maybe snorkeling in the ocean and you see a giant squid, it can get a really good look at you. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Bye.
Hey Burnsiders, it's Mrs. Meyer and Ebby. We got a joke for you. What is the father of all corn? Popcorn. And one of Ebby's favorite treats.
Good girl.
Hey Burnside, it is Friday, May 8th, 2020. This is Mrs. Kopp. Time to put on the celebration cupcake hat and wish some people happy birthdays. We have 2 birthdays today. Torrance E. in Miss Showboom's class is turning a year older. Happy birthday, Torrance. As well as Gabriella M. in Miss Service's class. Happy birthday. We also have 2 half birthdays today. Celebrating their half birthdays are Madeline D. in Ms. Glover's room. Happy birthday. And Max H. in Ms. Anderson's room. Happy birthday, Max. And since it's the weekend, we need to look forward to Saturday and Sunday to see if we have any birthdays. And we do. Turning a year older on Sunday, May 10th, is Javion W. from Ms. Schober's room. Happy birthday, Javion. So I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Hope you guys get to celebrate these special birthdays, and I'll catch you next time.
Hi everybody, today we're going to learn about these sweet little misunderstood creatures called our Dumbo rats.
Hi everybody.
We're staying out of the sewers and heading into the forest burrows all over the world. Now our boys are very different than the rats you find in the wild. Domesticated rats have been bred to enjoy the company of their owners and even have physical traits like ears on the side of their heads, like Dumbo. Super cute. Rats are highly intelligent and cuddly animals. Our boys love to give kisses and wrestle with their hands. They are companion animals and should never be kept alone. They are known to bond very closely with their owners and fellow rats, and some of them even bond to other animals like cats, dogs, and birds. Rats are a lot like you and me. When they play, they laugh and grind their teeth when they're happy. They giggle and wrestle too. Even though they have been rumored to be dirty, they are actually very clean animals. They spend more time cleaning themselves and each other than your cat does. They are always willing to give a helping hand to their fellow rats to get those hard to reach places. And rats are very smart creatures. They love to learn like we do and can learn all sorts of tricks like coming to their name, playing basketball, jumping, spinning, and so much more. Rats have been helping scientists for hundreds of years, and we have had so many medical advancements thanks to rats. We have learned the emotional side of the rat, and tests indicate that a rat would rather help a friend in need than get a treat. Once they have that treat, they'll share it with their friend. Rats express empathy all the time to their companions. I hope you can appreciate these sweet creatures as much as I do. See you next time.
Hi, Burnside students. It is Miss Tepley from second grade, and today we have a quote from Aristotle, and it goes something like this. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. So think about if you want to become a better reader. This is an example. If you want to become a better reader, you need to read more each day. And the more you read, the better you become. So you become an excellent reader. Thanks for tuning into Burnside today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye, friends.
Good morning. Today I'm going to be sharing with you No Jumping on the Bed by Ted Arnold. This is read with permission from Scholastic. No jumping on the bed. In his room near the top floor of a tall apartment building, Walter was getting ready for bed. His father said, "If I told you once, I told you a million times, no jumping on the bed. One day, it's going to crash right through the floor. Now, lie down and go to sleep." Walter plopped down on his pillow and squeezed his eyes closed. "Good night," said his father. He turned off the light and pulled the door almost shut. The room was dark and quiet, except for a soft thump, thump, thump coming from the room above. "That's Delbert upstairs," thought Walter. He switched on his lamp. If Delbert can jump on his bed, so can I. Walter jumped higher and higher until his hair brushed the ceiling. When he landed, the mattress creaked, the floor cracked, and his whole bed tipped up sideways. Then down through the floor went Walter, bed and all. Walter's bedroom was directly above Miss Hattie's dining room. She was quite surprised when Walter landed in her spaghetti and meatballs. "I was not expecting company for dinner," she mumbled with a mouthful of meatballs. Said Walter. "Spaghetti is my favorite." But he didn't have a chance to eat. His bed smashed through the table and kept right on crashing down through the floor. Down and down fell Walter, Miss Hattie, the spaghetti, the bed, and all. Miss Mattie didn't even notice a bed coming through his ceiling until a meatball bounced off his forehead. Miss Hattie landed in his lap, and Walter splashed into his aquarium. "Already had one bath tonight," said Walter. He wanted to watch the monsters on TV, but his bed crunched through the floor and took the TV with it. Down and down fell Walter, Miss Hattie, Mr. Matty, the TV, the spaghetti, the bed, and all. Walter's Aunt Batty had just moved in. She was still unpacking when Miss Hattie, Mr. Matty, and a dripping wet Walter tumbled through the ceiling right into a box of her stamp collection. Walter burst through the bottom of the box and down through the floor. Aunt Batty soon followed. Down and down fell Walter, Miss Hattie, Mr. Matty, Aunt Batty, the stamps, the TV, the spaghetti, the bed, and all. Patty and Natty had worked for days building a house of blocks. Afraid that Fatty Cat might knock it over, they shooed her out. Then the upstairs neighbors came through the ceiling. "Excuse us," said Walter. "We won't be staying long." Then his bed crashed through the floor. Down and down fell Walter, Miss Hattie, Mr. Matty, Aunt Batty, Patty, Nettie, Fatty Cat, the blocks, the stamp, the TV, the spaghetti, the bed, and all. The last thing Mr. Hanratty expected to see was a bed coming through his studio ceiling, followed by nearly everyone in the building. "If I knew you wanted to see my paintings," he said, "I would have tidied up a bit." Then his floor caved in, and everyone followed Walter's bed down through the hole. Down and down fell Walter, Miss Hattie, Mr. Matty, Aunt Batty, Patty, Natty, Fatty Cat, Mr. Hanratty, cans of paint, the blocks, the stamps, the TV, the spaghetti, the bed, and all. Maestro Ferlingatti and his string quartet were astonished by the colorful crowd that dropped in unannounced. "I love an audience," he said. But when paint splattered everywhere, the maestro wished this audience would leave, and they did, taking his string quartet with them. The maestro's floor was also the basement ceiling. It was dark as midnight down there. Walter squeezed his eyes closed and fell through the darkness until he landed on something soft. He opened his eyes. Everything was in its place, and outside the door, his mother and father were talking quietly. "Whew! No more jumping on the bed for me," said Walter as he lay back down to sleep. Suddenly, he heard a creak. The ceiling cracked, and down came Delbert, bed and all. Down and down fell Delbert. The end.